Hi, my name is Maya Miller, and today I'm going to be talking about my portfolio project. I did this project a long time ago in September because I didn't know that we had like that much time to get it done. Um, so I've had a long time to not look at it, so it was fun getting to look back and see like what all I had written down. So today I'm more just going to focus on discussing some things that I had noticed from what I had written down and what really stuck out to me the most. Um, Like for starters, I think that fantasy was the biggest genre that I used out of this entire assignment because it's probably the easiest to find. Because I feel like those are the kind of books that'll grab the attention of children the most, and it basically just works the best. And it was a lot more easier to find. Um, and I also noticed that I had talked about little to no real life based books, like based on like celebrities or people from history. Also, just because those kind of books aren't written as much, especially if like that person had like a disturbing background or something big that happened to them that a kid can't really comprehend, it's not as easy to write a book about someone like that. Um, I also noticed that there was a lot of books that I did that talked about family. Like, I feel like since the project that we had to do was based more on 2020, the year of 2020 and above, themes like LGBTQ and same-sex parents have to be more integrated into children's books, considering that it's more of a topic that's discussed in this generation, and it'll help kids understand it earlier at a better age, at a younger age. Um, there was also a lot of themes of culture and diversity. Like there was a lot of books that talked about like different holidays that were celebrated in different cultures and how we do things differently in different places. Um, and I also noticed that I only gave a few bad ratings to a couple books, which I think is a pretty good thing considering that like children's books I feel like are a kind of hard thing to mess up or make it unappealing to readers. So a couple of examples of books that stood out to me the most, and considering one that did not really suit children's reading to me, was no Nora's Secret Library by Valley Mincy, which takes place during a war where a little girl has a secret library because books were banned during that time. And I don't really think that's a theme that should be discussed with children of such a young age recommendation because I think it was recommended for around preschool to third grade. And I don't think that kids at that age should be really understanding like the seriousness of war. Um, Another book that stood out to me was This Is How We Play by Kayla Heron, which talks about like the different ways that kids play in a playground, including the diversity of being inaccessible with wheelchairs and some kids who have disformities with their body, and how we can include our classmates on the playground at school or just outside of a school setting. And the last book that really stood out to me was called Finding Home by Estelle Meza, which I think is based on a true story of the author's experience of losing their home based from a natural disaster. And I think that's a pretty good thing to talk about with some little kids, considering that little kids have to go through that kind of thing, considering that their families are part of the problem of who gets their house lost in natural disasters. But it's based on the perspective of a rabbit. And if I could change one thing about this project, I wish I was able to talk about more books from my childhood to see how they could be integrated into today's reading scenario with a classroom.